But drugs cannot heal you. They actually can never heal you. They might mask symptoms, they might actually bring some relief, but they do not heal you, because there's only one thing that can heal, and that's the body.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes that drugs are a deception, as they often mask symptoms rather than addressing the root cause of health issues. According to her teachings, true healing comes from within the body itself. She advocates that the body has the inherent ability to heal when provided with the right conditions, such as proper nutrition, detoxification, rest, and a balanced lifestyle. Dr. O'Neill's approach focuses on natural remedies and lifestyle changes that support the body's self-healing process, rather than relying on pharmaceuticals to treat symptoms. If you enjoy content like this, please share this video with your friends and subscribe to my channel. I upload new content daily. Let's dive in.
But there's a lot of sickness today, and there's a reason. Because Newton's third law of motion states, to every action there is an equal and an opposite reaction, and this should be on the tip of our lips at every stage. What is the reason? Why are these things happening? Proverbs 26 verse 2 states that the curse causeless shall not come. In other words, no problem happens without a cause. There is always a reason. And if you're ever told, if you're not well, it's just you, it's just something that happens to you, you've got every right to say, that's very unscientific, because there's always a cause. And so it's very important for us to put the detective hats on and find out, why are these things so? Now, how do we do that? One way to do it, and it's an important way to do it, is to look at the history, because we are a combination of everything that's ever happened in our life. Yes, our genes. Yes, the conditions that we were raised in, whether that be the physical, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional. We're a combination of all that. So history is very important. And symptoms. Symptoms are the body saying, excuse me, can you do something? Something's happening here. I need you to listen to me. I need you to respond. And then you try different things, and your body's response is your guide. Your body's response tells you, this is a good thing to do. No, don't do that again. And recently, having injured my hand, I listen. And this hand tells me what I can do and what I cannot do. It's quite simple. I believe everyone should be their own doctor, because only you know what you've been through. Only you know how your body responds or reacts to things, and only my hand could tell me what hurt and what didn't hurt. So I listened. And this is something that many people have lost the art of doing, listening. If your body speaks, please listen. And if you don't listen to the first whisper, the body will start screaming. And when it starts screaming, it's doing damage. So that's a very important part. I'd like to have a look at the two main systems in the world today of healing. One is based on fear and one is based on faith. So let's have a look at the fear system. This fear system was based on the fact that we weren't created, we evolved. And because we evolved, we cannot heal. And because we cannot heal, then we need something to come into our bodies to heal it. And so what has been produced is drugs. But I think everyone will agree with me that the drug medication today is a deception. There is no doubt that in a crisis, a drug may save a life. There is no doubt about that. But drugs cannot heal you. They actually can never heal you. They might mask symptoms, they might actually bring some relief, but they do not heal you, because there's only one thing that can heal, and that's the body. And when you're sick and your body's not working, you need faith. Because if you can see it, it's not faith. But I have faith that I live in a body that was created, and it was created to heal. It's an amazing process that whenever an injury happens to a body, immediately there are these incredible systems that are activated to start healing that body. We were created to heal. And when we're not well, maybe there has been an injury, not drugs, herbs. God also created the herbs. And the herbs work with the human body. They work with the human body to bring about healing. This is the truth. And I don't think anyone doubts the fact that when you cut yourself, it will heal. It will heal if you give it the right conditions. And if there is a cut, there are certain conditions that it needs. It needs to be cleaned. If there's dirt in there, that needs to be washed out. That's a bit of common sense. And then it needs to be held together, isn't that right? If there's a cut, it needs to be held together. It needs to be held together so that those cells can start to connect, so that that cut can heal. So how do we connect it together? Well, the old-fashioned way was to pour pine pitch in. And you can still buy bottles of pine pitch. You pour pine pitch in, and as that pitch dries, it actually pulls it all in. It's also got antibacterial properties in it, makes quite a nice scab. Stitch it can be stitched together, or sometimes just sticking plaster, butterfly clips it's called. So there are certain conditions that that cut needs to heal, and it'll heal if you give it the right conditions. We've looked at a 3-letter word and a 2-letter word. Now we're looking at the 1-letter word, and that's I. I am the master of my destiny. I'm the one that chooses what I do or what I do not to do to my body. And if I got a cut, I can choose, will I put pine pitch in it? Will I go and have it stitched? Will I put sticking plaster on it? And of course that hurts very much, and your body's response is the one that tells you this is a good way to go. God's government is a government of freedom, and freedom was based or is based on free choice. And God gave each human being the honour, the right, the ability to choose. To choose what we eat, to choose what we drink, when we eat, when we drink, how I deal with this broken hand. And so when I slipped on the rocks early December and my body went up and came slammed down on that wrist, and the pain, whoa, that was extreme. And the look of my wrist told me I needed a little bit more help. And so I went to the hospital, and I'm thankful for the orthopaedic surgeon that was able to pull and the x-ray that showed that my bone was totally broken and out of alignment, and the skill of the orthopaedic surgeon, and praise God for pain-killing medication that was put into my arm that allowed him to pull that into place. And the next x-ray showed it was in place. I said to the surgeon, my husband's praying for you, we're praying for you. And so that was enough. And of course, when I got home, then I started to put the comfrey poultices on, because I know that comfrey is an amazing herb that has a growth stimulant in it, and its nickname is knit bone. And here we are, we're 8 weeks later, and yes, the x-ray showed that that bone had healed very, very nicely. Something else though, and this is where I'm a little bit impatient, it takes time to heal. The 6 weeks that my hand was in plaster was I think one of the longest 6 weeks of my life. Doesn't seem long now, but at the time, mind you, I took it out a little bit earlier. I kept it immobilised, but I certainly put those herbs on. Time, and that's something a lot of us don't give the body time. My daughter, when she was about 5, she said, Mum, I'm going to grow up in a minute. Now, we know she didn't grow up in a minute. Well, I wanted to heal in a minute, but it doesn't heal in a minute. When the plaster first came off, I could hardly bend my fingers like that. And now I can bend them like that. But that didn't happen overnight. Now I'm still getting to my full wrist, but I'm getting there. I have to be patient, something that I'm not very good at. But it takes time. Just as a baby grows, just as a plant grows, So that's how we heal, little by little by little. And we choose these two systems. And God said in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, he says, I've not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You know what a sound mind does? It considers, there's no need to fear. I just need to do the right conditions and give it a little bit of time, because I have faith that in another month I will be able to have a full fist. I have faith that in another month this thumb will be able to touch that little finger. Not quite yet. I just need to give it a bit more time. It's all right, because 2 weeks ago it couldn't even touch my second finger. So there is progress. If you can see it, it's not faith. I have faith that this hand will totally be healed. I don't fear, because I have faith in an incredible body that was created to heal. They're the two systems, and we choose, because it's our God-given right to choose what we do to our body, what goes into our body, and what doesn't go into our body. And the orthopedic surgeon, he told me what he was going to do, and it was my choice whether I let him do that. I wanted my bones in alignment. Interesting, when those bones were in alignment, I didn't have the pain anymore. You see, that severe pain when I sat by the beach holding my arm, that told me this is serious. This is serious. I've got to go and get a little bit of help for this to heal.